Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. Today I'm finally going to get around to talking about the games I played back in August 2025. I know it's already almost the middle of October, but it's been a busy fall and it's always fun to talk about board games, right? So it doesn't really matter when. So today, if you're curious to see what hit the table back in August 2025, stay tuned. All right, so as I've been doing in these monthly recaps, I'm going to talk about the 57 gameplays that I had in August, which was quite a bit. School didn't officially start until September. The last week of August was teacher meeting, so that's when it started getting busy. We had some family changes that also kind of changed our schedule around a little bit, but I was able to get a lot of gameplays, although many of them online during the month of August while my wife was working as a school administrator full time, and I had a couple extra weeks off. So as we look at this, you can see I'm going to go kind of in reverse order. One of the games that I played was Welcome to, and this is Roll and Write, or Flip and Write, I guess, technically, and it's by Blue Cocker Games. A lot of people have played this game and love this game. You're basically building out your neighborhood, and probably most of you that would be watching this video would know a lot about this game. And I played this one online. I'm pretty sure Evan from Evan Diesel was probably the one that invited me to this game, but can't keep track of exactly all the different people I'm playing with online on BGA anymore. I really appreciate all those that have invited me to different games, and hopefully I'm not slowing you down too much. I can usually get in a turn or two a day, but yeah, Welcome to was a lot of fun to play again online. Vantage was a new to me game, and it's not a review copy. I actually purchased it myself. I was just really curious, and I haven't gotten it back to the table since then, but I really enjoyed my first gameplay. And in fact, I put a video on this channel of me actually experiencing it for the first time and kind of discovering how to play the game. So if you're curious, I'll try to remember to link up here in the corner for you to check that out. But Vantage is by Stonemaier Games. It was developed over about 8 years by Jamie Stegmaier, and probably a lot of you know about this one if you're following board games just because it's been kind of in the hotness recently. Lots and lots and lots of cards that you're exploring this world. You can play it cooperative with other players. I just played it solo. You're doing some dice rolling and dice mitigation and discovering this land and trying to accomplish quests and feats. I really enjoyed it a lot. And again, I'll let you check out that gameplay video of mine if you're really curious to kind of hear my reflections. It ended up being kind of an epic win. Hopefully I didn't make too many rules mistakes when I was playing that out. Next up was Tower Up, and I think I played this one with Finny Rob, if I'm not mistaken. And this was also a BGA online game. And a lot of these people that I play board games with, I really have gotten to enjoy watching their channels. Finny Rob, Evan Diesel, Ian from Where There's a Wills, There's a Play. Often play games with several of those. Paul from Dads and Dice, I think, is another one that often shows up in our games together. But yeah, Tower Up, I'm pretty sure was with Finny Rob, and he kind of taught me that game while we were playing. And it's an interesting game. I enjoyed it. Only played it the one time. But you have this map and you're building out these towers and you're trying to play cards and in a way that you can build the towers so you have the highest towers in different regions, but you're also trying to accomplish different goals and objectives as you go. It's got a really great presence on the table. You can choose to try to play different cards in order to, achieve different objectives or put out the towers of different colors, sizes, and shapes. But the tops are what dictate which player has those. So there's an orange player, blue player, and a yellow player. It looks like in this game here, and pink, I guess. So Tower Up was fun. I don't remember too much about the details because just played it the one time back in August, but I did enjoy it. Rumble Nation is another one that I played online. I'm pretty sure I played this one with John Hedberg and his wife and maybe Danielle. I can't remember who all was involved, but this is an interesting area majority where as you put your tiles out, they're going to score in a numerical order, if I remember correctly. But you get to move your troops as they score into adjacent territories. So you're trying to kind of figure out how to place them out and how to chain them. And I remember I was really kind of one turn away from getting the card I want. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Wendy stole that card from me right at the last minute and foiled my plans. But it's one where you can have big plans and they could go seriously sideways. I think there's a few different versions of it, but we just played it on BGA. Oh, that's not even the right game. So, yeah, not sure how that picture got on there. But, yeah, so Rumble Nation, it's a pretty game from what I've seen in terms of the pictures online. BGA has a nice implementation of it. Next up, River Valley Glassworks. It's a game that I've played numerous times now by Owl Play, and I've played it online a couple times, but I've been playing a lot more in person, taught it to quite a few people. You're trying to build out these glass pieces both horizontally and vertically. You're only going to score your top two vertical ones, and if it's a tie, you get your leftmost, which is worth the least points. And you're also trying to complete as many horizontal rows as possible, which accumulates your points. Out in the river, you're playing tiles down, or playing these stones down. Let's see if I can find a better picture. Here we go. So I might play an oval stone here to gather these two blue and this purple stone and the one adjacent to it. So you play one stone down and then you take up the stones or the glass in the adjacent tile, and then you put them into your store that you're selling, and you accumulate points for how you're able to pattern those. So really fun game. It's easy to learn, easy to teach. And everyone that I've taught it to has really enjoyed not only the beautiful aesthetic of it. I do have the Kickstarter version, but I think even the retail version is probably pretty nice. But everyone's really enjoyed the aesthetic and the gameplay. And a couple people have actually started looking online to buy it after they've played with me. The next one up is My Little Scythe Pie in the Sky. So it's an expansion for My Little Scythe. It's got these cute little chibi type characters that you're playing with out on the board. You got all these different cards and jewels and apples. You get to have pie fights. With the pie in the sky, you've got this. This is a painted one. I have not painted mine, but you have this nice little airship that you're flying around to give you extra movement. Trying to find some pictures of the game board instead of just all these decorated pieces, but lots of people have. Hey, here we go. So here's the board, at least some of the board. You're rolling these dice on certain turns. You're moving your character out on other turns. You're collecting the apples and the gems, trying to deliver them to the castle or turn them in for pies. You're trying to maintain friendship and score these trophies, and the first one to score their trophies triggers the end of the game. And so it is a really nice game that my grandchildren love. And I also put a video up on this with my granddaughter helping me. She really wanted to help me make that video. So if you're curious, again, I'll try to remember to put a link up here in the corner for that one. Next up, Lost Cities. Just played this one online on BGA. It's just a two-player game. It's a lane battler. Let's see, this will be a better picture of it, where you're putting out the cards by color. You're trying to get the points. I think it starts you off at -20 when you begin, so you've got to get it up to at least 20 to break even. Then anything beyond 20 is going to score you. If you get these little handshakes, it doubles and triples and quadruples your score for that column. And you're putting one either down into your groups or you're putting it out to the middle, and you're trying to kind of play a game of chicken in some ways, to see if you can put things out in the middle that they don't need, and that you're not helping them. And you're also trying to kind of hide as long as you can what you're really trying to go for. Some interesting mental trickery and a little bit of bluffing and a little bit of timing that goes into this game. Nice two-player game. And that was a lot of fun. Heck Mech Deluxe, or Pickomino Deluxe, is the one that mine is called. Played this with the grandkids. We didn't actually play with any of the Deluxify, these wooden components. We just played with the dice and with these little domino features. You're trying to get the most worms at the bottom of these dominoes, and you're rolling the dice to try to get to the numbers that match. And you can take the dominoes out from the middle, or you, like this here, you can see a picture here where they're all out in the middle. You can take it from the middle, or you can take it from another player. And my grandkids enjoyed playing that, enjoyed rolling the dice and trying to push their luck, and especially stealing the dominoes from me. So that's a lot of fun, a Reiner Knizia game. And if you watch Evan Diesel, he has a video coming up in this month. I'm not sure when it's going to get released, but about Reiner Knizia games. And I'll be one of the many people featured on that video, so check that out. Welcome to Everdell is one that I played with my granddaughter on Steam. And it is like Everdell, but for kids. It's a little bit simpler, not as many moving parts, not as many decisions to make, but all the beautiful art and all the little comboing of getting your resources and then putting out buildings and putting out characters to try to maximize your points. She really enjoyed it. It was probably a little, I wouldn't say above her ability, but that day it was maybe a little bit beyond her focus level. So I'm anxious to try that one again with her, maybe when she's not trying to think about a lot of other things. I think she would really enjoy it. And I'd like to get the physical game. I think it's called something else besides maybe My Little Everdell. And maybe the physical game where you're playing it with the little pieces might be a little more fun as well. Table Fables, The Big Bad Wolf. This is Brothers Murph little card game that came as part of their Kickstarter or Game Found fundraiser that they had last year. And you're just playing these cards out on the table. You're trying to move the cards around and get all the different characters where they're supposed to be. It's just a little solo game that is fun to play. One of the kind of like a button shy style game, but that was a lot of fun to play a couple times. Sushi Zakam Gockelwalk, another Reiner Knizia game from this Zock Verlag group, and also from a chain of games, the Chickens of Zock games. Again, this is actually the game that I mentioned in Evan's video. But this is another one with the tiles and the dice, but instead of trying to collect the worms, you're trying to collect these bones and these sushi into two different piles. And at the end of the game, if you have more sushi than bones, then you're going to take off the sushis until they're equal, and then you add up your positive points for the sushi and you subtract off the negative points for your bones. And as you're rolling these, you're collecting either one from the ends, and you also have some chopsticks that you can steal from other players. So played this quite a few times with the kids over the last couple months, the grandkids. They again love rolling the dice and stealing from me, so it's a lot of fun. They love sushi too, so there's a good theme connection. We also played Cascadia Junior quite a bit. Again, I wasn't in school yet, the grandkids weren't in school yet, but the grandma was. So we played a lot of kids games. This is really a fun game, and the kids liked it a lot. Actually, two of my grandkids helped me make a video about this one. Jackson and Ella both really liked the game, and they really picked up on it quickly. It's a lot like Cascadia with a little bit simpler vibe. You get to try to get clusters of 3 of the different animals and clusters of 3 of the different terrains so that you can gather these tokens, and then at the end you flip them all over and they have acorns on the back, 1 or 2, and you count up your acorns, and whoever has the most acorns wins. So it's not necessarily whoever has the most tokens, but whoever has the most acorns on the back of those tokens. So beautiful art, fun to play, grandkids love it. And I'll again try to remember to link my video to that one up there. Lands of Amazement, played that back a few more times at the end of, or at the beginning of August, to try to boost up my plays in order to be able to do a teaching video for the Kickstarter. This is a Scott Alms game by Button Shy. It's a fun one where you're building out this theme park, and so not a lot of pictures here it looks like, but again, I'll try to post a video, my video, where I kind of go through. I did a little playthrough. Not sure why the picture's not showing up there, but it's a nice, like I said, button shy game where you're playing out cards to build up a theme park. And Scott Alms' solo game. The Game Makers. Now, this is one that I think just recently ended on Kickstarter or Game Found. I can never remember which it is, by Bezier Games. And if you are a game enthusiast, a board game enthusiast, this is a game you probably know about and probably have looked into. It has the art of, I think, 300 different board games, and you are basically running a manufacturing like a Panda manufacturing company to build out these games with this Euro-style board, and it is fun. I've only obviously played the BGA implementation, didn't have any opportunity to play a physical. I know they had a few prototypes out floating around, but just played it on BGA, and the solo mode on BGA is basically just play till you're done. So I think eventually probably the BGA implementation might have some solo rules that'll make it a little bit more of a challenge versus just an exploration experience. But if you want to try it out on BGA. It is a lot of fun. You're working up these tracks. You're trying to combo all of your plastic pieces and your wooden pieces and your dice pieces and build out these games and collect them into your tableau. But when you put them into your tableau, let's see if I can find a picture of that tableau arrangement. When you put them in your tableau, they score based on their adjacency. Oh, and the Kickstarter also has this really cool feature where you're moving your little I'm drawing a blank on what these are called. These little devices here, moving those around and trying to put it in the comments below. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on this. I want to say pitchfork, but the forklift, there we go. Moving these forklifts around to get all these features, and so it's a lot of fun. But when you get the board games built, see a lot of people playing it. Here we go. You're putting them with adjacencies, and you're trying to get, like, depending on which scoring tiles you put up, you might want all of your co-op games on the left and all of your Euro games on the right, or all of your combat games connected to each other in a line. And so a lot of fun. There's a lot of little elements to this game that really do make up a fun game overall. It was pretty expensive to back, and I ended up choosing not to back it for now. I think I put in as a join the pledge manager in case I change my mind later, but just didn't have the funds for it now. Zenith is another one that I've been playing on BJ. I played this with a number of people. I think I played it with Finny Rob and with, did I play that one with Evan? I think so. But yeah, I haven't played the physical version, but it's also a lane battler, but you've got all these different planets, and so you're working on these 5 different planets, trying to pull them up and down, and you can win in a multitude of ways. You can, if I remember correctly, it's been since August since I played it, but I think if you succeed on a single planet 3 times, or any collection of planet 4 times, I think, then you win. But you're playing these cards to pull the planets towards you and also gain different points and abilities. And you're also playing this tile or this section over here to gain different abilities. So it is a lot of fun. I'll have to get back online and play that again. I enjoyed it, but I'm kind of drawing a blank on all the different connections. I remember it was a lot of fun doing the combos and playing the cards and trying to time out the cards. Some of the cards have some pretty take that where you can steal things from the other player or move the planet back from them towards you, but you're trying to accomplish these action points if I remember right on Zenith. So it was a lot of fun. I'll have to try that one again. It's been a couple months. Trailblazers is a route building game, and this one I have the Bite Wings game Kickstarter version. I played it on BJ and also played it solo, the physical version. It's a lot of fun both ways. You pick either the blue or the brown or the red camp to start with, and you build out from there. And then after you've played a certain number of tiles, and you pick a second camp and you start building out from there, but you can continue on back to the other one. And then eventually you have all 3 camps built out, and you're scoring for connected routes, completed routes, the animals on those routes, and depending on how many different expansions and modules you include, it can score a lot of different ways. But if you like puzzles, that one is a fun one. Junk Drawer is one that I played a few times solo on BGA, and a few times, I think one game was with the brothers Murph and maybe either Evan or Ian or Finney Rob. I can't remember who was all in that one. Might have even had the Cavre crew on there. I can't remember, but it's one where it's a polyomino game where you're trying to put the pieces out according to certain patterns, and you're basically there's 4 different sections to the board, and in one section you might be trying to get them all around the edges, another section you might be trying to get them all in the middle, another section you might be trying to have as many empty spaces, another one you're trying to have as many full spaces, and depending on those 4 quadrants of your board, you're trying to score them differently, and at the end it's whoever's able to do that the best. So this one by Chad Elkins, I believe. Oh no, by David Smith. Chad Elkins is with the 25th Century Games. That's where that name's coming from in my memory. But a lot of fun to play. I haven't played it a physical version. I think it would be fun, but did play it a lot on BGA. And then Cascadia. I played this one several times physical and several times on Steam. The new Steam adaptation came out, and this is my most played game of all time. I still love it. I still like exploring the different animal card combinations. There's just something soothing to me about building out this Cascadia region and putting all the tiles out and comboing the choice of the tile and the tokens. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I always call these pine cones acorns, so my wife makes fun of me about that. But yeah, a lot of fun playing Cascadia a whole bunch more times. I think maybe 3 or 4 times physical, and then the rest are probably all on Steam. So those are my 57 gameplays. At the end, I usually try to talk about what were my favorite games that I played, kind of my new to me games of the month, and then getting back to the table. I would say my new to me games, Game Makers was new, Zenith was new, and Vantage was new, and several others were as well, or a few others were as well. But those were probably the 3 that stand out to me as new ones to me. Trailblazers, I think I had played in July as well, but so Zenith was a lot of fun. Game Makers is really unique. I think, though, I've only played Vantage the one time, but I'm really excited to get that back to the table. So I think I'm going to pick that as my favorite new one of the month. And then getting back to the table, River Valley Glassworks was just a hit. I mean, everyone I've played that with really enjoyed it, and it was nice to get that one back to the table again, although Cascadia, you can tell I love it, because even all these plays later, I don't even know how many times I've played. It's got to be closing in on 60 or 70, I'm guessing. But yeah, 14 more plays in the month of August. Still enjoying it. So of these games, which are your favorites? Did you get any of these to the table recently? And if you can remember back to what you played in August, tell me what your top game in August was, or just tell me what you're playing right now. What's getting to the table at your household these days? So as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my gameplays in August. This is Bill Indiana, signing out.